Hi, I'm Adam Spencer, founder of the Day One Network, which is bringing the history of the Australian startup ecosystem to you. I believe in founders. It's why I do everything I do at Day One and our media company, W2D1 Media. And that's why the Day One Network exists, to create helpful content for founders. We've got some great shows in development, but a large part of what we do couldn't be done without support from our partners and sponsors. And I couldn't be happier than to be working with NTP, who get community better than any other technology recruitment company out there. A Newcastle company like mine, NTP are invested in seeing the growth of the local tech community in Newcastle, Sydney, and more broadly Australia. So thank you, NTP, for helping us bring helpful content to founders and the startup community in Australia. Back to the interview.
As of March, Atlassian has a market cap of $75 billion and employs over 6,000 people, making it an undisputed giant of Australia's growing tech sector.
Easy-to-use design tools have made Canva a $40 billion juggernaut.
Economies globally have been massively disrupted by the ongoing pandemic, but many tech companies have seen huge boosts in revenue, with some reporting that profits have surged to record highs in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak.
Australia's tech sector is now equivalent to the third largest industry in Australia, employing almost 1 million people and contributing $167 billion to our economy per year.
Today, the Australian startup ecosystem is a crucial pillar of our nation's economy and is closely tied to the future prosperity of Australia. And this economic impact is only one part of the story and doesn't fully capture the positive change being made by many of Australia's leading innovators. But the future is never certain, and in a rapidly changing world, we either innovate or get left behind.
You've got to recognise that we're living in a time of very rapid change. So how do we deal with that? Well, we deal with that by being agile, innovative, and take advantage of these disruptions and rapid changes so that we can stay at the front of the pack.
So what does the future hold for the Australian startup ecosystem? Well, before we even begin to tackle that question, first we need to go back to day one. Hi, I'm Adam Spencer, and over the past 12 months, with the support of major sponsors MYOB, AWS Startups, Investment New South Wales and CSIRO, along with our other sponsors and partners, my team and I have conducted more than 150 interviews with amazing people from all corners of the Australian startup community. We've spoken to founders.
Hey, I'm Cameron Adams. I'm one of the co-founders and Chief Product Officer of Canva.
Investors.
Hi, I'm Rachel Newman. I'm one of the founding partners of Flying Fox Ventures.
Academics.
My name is Alan O'Connor. I'm with the University of South Australia.
Policymakers.
Yeah, hi, I'm Malcolm Turnbull.
All with a single goal in mind: to tell the history of the Australian startup ecosystem.
The Startup Retro is a new podcast from the team behind Overnight Success.
A weekly show where we help you level up on the Australian startup ecosystem by giving you an insider's view on Aussie startups and venture capital. I'm Will Richards.
And I'm Gemma Clancy.
At OS, we curate the most important news and announcements across the ecosystem and explain a bit of useful context behind them.
The Startup Retro podcast will follow a format familiar to our readers of the weekly newsletter, but offer an opportunity for much more discussion.
So, if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of all things happening Aussie startups and venture capital, start your week by listening to the Startup Retro. New episodes every Monday, starting the 1st of July.
The Startup Retro is brought to you by Day One, the podcast network for founders, operators, and investors.